Oh yeah, pipe smokers. Happy Monday. I'm Paul Gilson on the Paul Gilson YouTube channel. I'm AKA Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. Happy Monday. It's the 8th of April, 2024. Yeah. So we had a solar eclipse. I took like a 4-minute, 30-second video of it. And although we had full cloud cover, you could see it. 90% of everyone at the factory went home or didn't come in. Management all left, so we were all left unattended. We got our jobs done, and about 3:15, we all went out into the parking lot and we're looking straight west. And all of a sudden it started to get a little darker, and then you saw, I mean, it was blackness coming across the clouds. So even though we didn't get to see the eclipse, we got to see this blackness just come at us from across the clouds. And I'll tell you, what a cast of characters I work with. These guys... You'd have to look at the video. You know, we're all out there smoking cigarettes and stuff, and nobody cares. I mean, we got our work done for the day. It's the end of the day. And so we wanted to see, well, how dark is it going to get? One guy's over there, he's like, oh, it's starting to get dark, man. I feel like sacrificing a virgin. I was like, dude, that's for volcanoes. And... so he's all laughing, and then I got a bunch of these freaking cast of characters on camera a little bit. And then I was talking with one guy about how we survived the 1980s, and this Chinese guy in his early 60s comes up, oh, 1980? Cocaine everywhere! And we're all laughing and joking. And it was just great. These are the type of guys that when they were in high school, they didn't want to do math. They didn't want to do English, social studies, none of that stuff. They wanted to smoke weed, work with their hands. So actually they did come up with kind of a trade school where you had to do English and gym, I think, and maybe one other elective. And then the other half of the day, they would go to a local trade school. And this cast of characters, I mean, when they're in the factory, they're working, they are focused. We're doing military work, okay? It's got to be precise. It has to be right, because our young men and women rely on what we're doing. And if we screw something up, somebody could die. So, but get them away from their work. Oh my God, I'd hate to see these guys in a bar. If I ever took this crew out to a bar, if we all ever went out to a bar, we'd just have to give the bartender like $200 or something like that, saying, oh yeah, the crew's here. Here's your tip ahead of time for what we're about to do tonight. These guys are a cast of characters. I can't say it enough, but these are the type of men that made America. You look back, the guys that built the Boulder Dam, the guys that built all the great structures in the United States of America, they were all freaking drunks, alcoholics, and you name it. But they showed up and they got the job done. And that's what I get to work with every day. Anyways, let's start something on fire. So we've got... we've got our Rhodesia pipe, I think you pronounce it, and this just has beautiful briar. Look at that. It's all bird's eye on the side. Then as you turn the pipe, it goes from bird's eye to flame grain. Man, look at that. Bird's eye on the bottom, flame grain here. Just a gorgeous pipe. This was gifted to me from Welsh Piper 62. As you would know him on YouTube, he's a very good friend of mine in Wales. United Kingdom, and he gifted this pipe to me a couple years ago, and I love it. It's it is my favorite pipe. Let's set it on fire. Couldn't get enough of this Sutliff bourbon last night, you know, kind of did a short video, so we got some Sutliff bourbon. Anyways, cheers. I got all kinds of invites. You know, I was cheering about this guy that said I shouldn't drink when I do my videos and I shouldn't sing. And thank you very much for all your support. Got one of my mates, a subscriber from Florida. Hey man, anytime you want to come down here, I'm from Michigan. I know what the winters are like. Come on down. We'll take you out. You know, I'll buy you as much bourbon as you want and as many Busch beers as you want. Come on down, you know. Other guys, just thank you very much for the support. I just wanted to throw it out there that there are trolls that will come and try to get you pissed off. And I've made, you know, videos when about 3 years ago somebody was pissing me off. It was an ex-girlfriend and her son and a couple of her friends. As soon as I'd do a video, they'd get a notification. I'd get like 4 thumbs down. And it was pissing me off because I knew what it was. So I did a video where I was a little pissed off, let's just say. Anyways, let's start something on fire. That eclipse was cool. You get a chance to check out the video. It's kind of funny. You get to see the guys I work with. My God. Tell you what, though. If the shit ever hit the fan, I'd want those guys right by me. Can't believe it took us 7 minutes to start something on fire. I don't want to redo the video just to start a pipe on fire. You know, a lot of the pastors and stuff, and you know what? I read my Bible. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. But a lot of these big mega pastors that have these mega churches kind of took advantage of this eclipse. I don't know, to get more views, or maybe that's just what they believe, and saying certain stuff on how this is biblical and all. Look at it. I don't know, they did talk about astronomy and eclipses and so forth in the Bible, but it's just a natural occurrence where sometimes the moon in your area will move in front of the sun and totally block it. Oh yeah. This bourbon. Sutliff bourbon's real good. So, to all of you, thank you for your support on my Sunday night video saying, don't change a thing. We love you just like you are, man. I'm not sitting here getting drunk. I've had 1 beer. You know? Soon to be 2. You shouldn't drink on your channel, it ruins it. And also, please don't sing. Guy must be a Mormon. Actually, I used to be a Mormon. I was Mormon until I was 17. Very, very good people. So your average Mormon wouldn't be watching my channel and wouldn't be calling out like that, you know. So, nah, you can't be Mormon. Mormons are too good. They would never do that. Oh, Mark Hill, I love this pipe. Absolutely love this pipe. It's getting broken in. It's getting broken in mighty nice, by the way. You're going to notice and for a while on my videos, I'm going to be smoking a very small group of pipes. Some of my favorite ones I'm going to be smoking because I want to really get some cake buildup, some carbon buildup on the inside of the bowl, get them broken in, and so forth. Cheers, by the way. So, hope it doesn't get boring that I'm smoking 6, 8, 10 different pipes in a rotation, you know. The Chinese guy, though, cracked me up, man. He heard me and this other guy talking about how we survived the 1980s, and he's like, 1980? Cocaine everywhere. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I dabbled in a little of that in the 1980s. Never hardcore. Some of the guys I knew were hardcore, and some of them are dead now because of it. But that was the 80s, and we were in our 20s. And now in the 20s, we're in our 50s and 60s. Yeah. So we thought here in Rochester, New York, you know, it's a small city in between Buffalo and Syracuse, not far from Lake Ontario, one of the 5 Great Lakes. We thought that we were going to just get lambasted with traffic from a lot of these other states that weren't going to be able to see a full eclipse, and it didn't happen. I mean, the road that I work on, which is just outside of actually it's a Rochester zip code where I work, there was less traffic on that road than there normally was. And then when I came home, it was basically normal driving. This is good. I can smoke this pipe pretty hard now, longer and longer and longer, the more it gets more carbon buildup inside the bowl. But we're gonna, she's getting a little warm. If you want to know if your pipe's getting too warm, touch it to your face. If it feels almost hot, stop, let it cool down. So, we'll be right back in a nanosecond. Yeah, so I reuse my OxiClean, okay? I put like a real heavy-duty dose of OxiClean in this. And I've been cleaning stems up now for probably 5-6 days. I'll probably change it after this one. I shouldn't have come home and shook it. When I came home today, this one's been soaking for 24 hours. You could see all of the gunk that was built up on the outside of this pipe. It was just kind of hovering over it like a little big cobweb, and I shook it. I shouldn't have done it so you could have saw it, but you know, let's take it out of there, man. Yeah. I had my spoon here, but yeah, so yeah, this is getting pretty gross. Yeah, it's dripping shit all over. Give me a minute here. Alrighty, so we took that out of there. That stem had an unbelievable amount of just garbage on it. And so what I like to do, I'll soak my stems for 24 hours, okay? In a very rich OxiClean bath. All right. And it all came off. Now I just have to polish it up. And I like to use, I don't know where it went. I like to use double or 0000 extra fine steel wool. So when I take my stem out, I go over that, and it's really not aggressive at all. You're not going to take corners off with it or anything like that. So that's got all the oxidation off of it now. It's got a nice satin finish, but I can make this look like glass. And so the product that I'll show you here. All right, the product that I saw on this 10-year-old video is this product called Vim, V-I-M. You can get it on Amazon. Squirt a little bit on a clean cotton cloth, and then you just keep rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it. Yeah, I do have a buffing wheel, and I could do this real quick on a buffing wheel, but I've used the buffing wheel on these before, and sometimes it can be too aggressive if you're not careful, and you can change the shape of it. And this Vim's, you know, you'll spend maybe a half an hour rubbing out a stem, but it'll come out looking just like you put it on a buffing wheel, you know. But make sure when you use the OxiClean, you got to clean this out real good, man, with, you know, rinse it out real good. I can still taste a little OxiClean in that, just because it's been absorbed. And I took Everclear, went down through this like 5-6 times. I still taste a little soapiness, but that's what you're going to get. After you start smoking your bowl, that'll just dissipate. Rinsed it with tons of water, and there ain't nothing more I can do, but it still does. When I draw it on it, it still tastes a little soapy. And that goes with this bowl, this K-Woody bowl. It's a K-Woody standard, man. Look at the inside of that bowl. It's huge. Can fit my thumb in there. Yeah. So, and I soaked this with Everclear last night, and then for about the last 10 minutes, it's still pulling a little crap out. You know, you can do a salt treatment on it, salt and alcohol treatment. There's tons of videos on salt and alcohol treatments on how to really get all the crap out of your pipe. And if it's ghosted, meaning it tastes like old lady's underwear or something, you know, when you smoke it, you can do the salt and alcohol treatment. And I've done a couple videos on that, and that's worked good. I've deghosted pipes you know, vintage pipes. None of the new ones that I have. But yeah, I mean, it still had, we're gonna let that air out quite a bit. So anyways, yeah, this Vim's with a cotton cloth on this, you just put it on there and just keep rubbing it, rubbing it, rubbing it, rubbing it, rubbing it. Your fingers will be tired after a half hour, but you're going to come out with a stem that looks like brand new, like that. Yeah. Didn't smoke too much on this video here. I love this pipe. Trying to break her in more and more. I'd say she's about 25% broken in. I don't know if you can see that in there. But like you can see there's some carbon building up in there. But, you know, like I said, when I'm breaking in my pipe, I just kind of poke down in it, loosen up that tobacco, bang it out on my hand. I don't take the poker and scrape around. If there's any little loose half-burned tobacco in there, just leave it in there, man, because it's going to become carbon buildup. What a great smoker. Yeah, my brother, coming down to Florida to party it down with you sounds like fun. Oh, yeah. So good. Well, I'm going to finish this bowl. Happy Monday, everybody. God bless y'all. Happy pipe smoking, pipe smokers, over and out.